Hello and welcome into our NESN Television Center. It's WB Mason, Extra Innings Live, fast, free food service delivery. Nobody does it better. Tom, Caron, Hall of Famer Jim Rice. Lenny DiNardo found his way. He's driving around. He said, I got to come in. I got to get in on this action. The playoff race is here.
I was in town.
There you go. We need all the arms on deck, as it were. Red Sox win game one of a crucial series against the Toronto Blue Jays. This is a much-needed win, Jim. Cleveland remains hot. Cleveland has just taken over the Central Division lead. This is mayhem. You got to win games to stay out of it.
Do you think the players said something? They probably was looking at the scoreboard and said, hey, Cleveland doing this. We got to do this. But the first thing they thought about, we got to take care of business ourselves. We can't think about Cleveland. We can't think about it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody else is doing all kinds of wacky things. Teams have gone in the tank. All of a sudden, we'll get to all this in a second. Toronto has just a one-game lead over the Yankees. Now, Toronto, after all this, might end up not winning the division. It's mayhem in the American League.
And this is a series, and the next series against Detroit is something we've been talking about for months. We're thinking, okay, they've got a gauntlet, then they go through this little period where, okay, they've got some teams they can handle, you think. But we always look to this series, Toronto and Detroit, at the end of the year. Yeah. We thought, oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be a tough swimming from there.
Shows you how much has changed. A month ago, we had the conversation on the air that Toronto and Detroit might have nothing to play for. This might be an easy week because they might have it all wrapped up. Instead, Detroit is now in the wild card, and Toronto has just a one-game lead. Here's everything you need to know at this moment. We begin with the Red Sox. They win this game 4-1, the big blow. Carlos Narvaez, 2-out, 2-run double. That's the key swing of the night. It just kept soaring.
Yeah, he was swinging the bat pretty good. He missed a couple of pitches, but still, when you're out there and you see a couple of pitches, you think about making that adjustment, and he made that adjustament right there. Ball's away. He went away.
Tough at 2 strikes, tough at 2 outs. Just throw the barrel.
And that is part of a 3-run inning. Red Sox won 3 out of 4 on the road trip. The Blue Jays have lost 5 of their last 6. We go to New York. White Sox taking on the Yankees. Bottom of the 9th. Yankees are just 1 out away from losing, and a wild pitch allows the tying run to score, and the Bronx is electric. They don't go to extra innings, though, because Jose Caballero, huge pickup for the Yankees, he singles to walk it off against Steven Wilson. It drops in. The run comes in. Aaron Judge, who was intentionally walked, scores. The Yankees walk off the come-from-behind win in the bottom of the 9th. Detroit and Cleveland, bottom of the 6th. Game tied at 2. Gabriel Arias grounds out to first baseman Spencer Torkelson, but Jose Ramirez comes in the back door. 5-2. Guardians shock Detroit. The Tigers having an historic, epic collapse in the American League Central. They had a 15-game lead in the middle of the season. They are now in second place because the Guardians have won the season series against the Tigers. They have the tiebreaker. Had the Red Sox lost this game today, they would be in third place in the wild card because the Tigers have the wild card tiebreaker over the Red Sox. That's how big that win was. Astros just getting underway.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this Guardians club going on a run like that against good teams. It doesn't matter who they're playing. They're on a run right now. This isn't a club that you look at as far as roster-wise where you think they're a powerhouse. They find a way to win day in and day out.
But I don't think about the Guardians. I think about Detroit.
Like, what happened?
Look at the lead they had.
My goodness.
And you think about, you said we've never seen it before. You know what I think about? 2007, the Colorado Rockies, I think it was 21 out of 22 in September, and then all the way through the playoffs, swept by the Red Sox, and I say that would have come out differently. Red Sox still would have probably won, but if you remember, they had like a 7 or 8 game layoff because they swept the NLCS, and they sat around doing nothing. They were cold by the World Series.
What you always hear is just get to the playoffs and get hot. I mean, nobody's hotter than this team right now. They're putting themselves in a situation where they're going to get to the playoffs, and then if they can continue, who's going to beat this club?
Yeah, you got to get yourself in this situation, then you got to win. But a lot of guys, I mean, some teams would love to be in that situation. They're not. And some of the teams that we're talking about, they were in the situation, and now they barely
play themselves out of it.
Yeah. We'll get back to the race in a little bit, but I'll just give you one more thing on Detroit. Tonight, as we sit here tonight, Cleveland has taken over the first place spot in the American League Central. The last time Detroit was not in sole possession of first place was April 23rd. They have been all alone in first place for 5 months. And tonight, with 5 games remaining, they're knocked out of first place.